Anshuman, you sound a bit overexcited. The kind of work that you're doing needs to be more calm and composed. Good luck.
This one advice helped me turn over a new leaf of my life 2 years ago. Though technically I'm a student of her, but her value have helped me reach where I'm right now. Today's World Students Day, and let me introduce someone to you who is a wonderful woman, a wonderful entrepreneur, a wonderful coach, someone who has left her corporate job and took a leap of faith. Now she's one of the well-known life coaches of India. So come on, you awesome kids, let's welcome Mrs. Alpa Kapadia Daily. So first of all, thank you, Alpa, for your time, and it's really wonderful talking to you. And I hope it will help the community as well. The learnings I have learned from you, that's a game changer. I remember in when I was working with VNS as a tech head, and there was an interview, and the way you guided me in that interview, though I knew who you are, but the way it happened was like the first step, होता है कि हथौड़ा मारने का सर पे. It was that way. You were very sober. It was very gentle, but the advice is something I really can't forget, and I worked on that. And yes, that's something really helped me. But that's not me.
Pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
No, see, I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I'd say that really helped me, because the person I was back then and the person I am right now, I can see a lot of change. People are seeing a lot of change. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. That's a different thing. But yes, the changes are something I can see. So before we start, would you like to, say what's going on in life? Because I know you working as a HR during that time, and now I see you all over the places. So what's it all about?
Yes, so I think I'll always be an HR professional, because human resources and personal development is something which is very inherent to me. Mm-hmm. So I've spent the last 18 years in the field of personal development, from the time I started with HR. And even in HR, I would do recruitment, and that interaction I had with you was a one-off. But otherwise, my HR focus has always been learning development, talent management, succession planning, basically ways of getting people to fulfill their potential. Mm-hmm. And therefore, even in that recruitment interaction you had with me, that is always my focus, whether you get hired or not, but how can you rise to your full potential? That's always the way I have seen life, and when I had my kids, I realized that I was not happy to go back to a full-time job, because as you go up the ladder, the work is lesser and the people management becomes a much bigger chunk of your time. Right. And I wanted to be very hands-on involved in developmental work. Mm-hmm. So coaching kind of just happened to me. It's not that I had thought I'm going to, start my coaching practice. So I called a friend who's a coach, and I was going through my postpartum, and I was not used to not working, basically, and it really got into me not working after having my baby. So I was not happy with my life at that point, because I've always worked, So I called a friend and I said, I need you to coach me because this is not working for me. And she said, I love you, but this Peter Redding guy is coming in September, just attend his program. And I knew her, I trusted her, we'd worked together in Godrej. So there was a big trust. And I just didn't think. I said, okay, if you're saying, I'm going to do it. That was in July. In September, she called and said, this is happening, are you doing it? I said, yes. And it was an expensive course, but I just paid up. And at that time, I didn't know what I'm doing. Why am I going for a coaching certification? It had not struck me. But those 4 days literally shifted me as a person. It shifted my perspective to my situation. All the walls I'd built around myself, they all came crumbling down, and I experienced the magic of coaching. And I was hooked. I said, this is exactly what I want to do, because when I'm doing training, I'm doing a one-size-fits-all. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't work beyond a point, And I saw coaching having the capability of addressing unique needs of people and really helping each flower bloom in its own unique way. So it did happen to me, and that's how Ignite the Spark started, and that's how I found my life's calling, I would say, because that's something I enjoy the most. in what I'm doing, and it is my life's work. You know.
It's called. But if I'm not wrong, before you started Ignite to Spark, you were doing freelance consulting as well, right?
Correct. So that's when I had started. When I met you, that time I had a couple of ex-employees from Godrej who had started their startup. And because we again had a good rapport, he reached out saying, will you do this assignment for us, because I trust you. And I was also not working at that time. I said, chalo, okay, I'll do it. Anyway, I'm at home right now. It's just give me some way of connecting back. So that is the only recruitment assignment. I think I did 3-4 with them for their startup. That's the only assignment I did. So I started off with that consulting with no intention of coaching. So that's when I think I did 360-degree feedbacks. I did a lot of content creation, a lot of things I did, which I knew I was clear that I have to get back. So whatever I found interesting, I did. But after a point, I was not enjoying that. I didn't want to just dabble around things, So coaching gave me that path, saying when I stopped everything else, I didn't take up any other work. I just focused on this. Now I do training as well, but I do the training which I'm excited about. So I don't do any training people want me to do, but the content which I believe is truly transformational, that's the training I do. So I really choose my projects and I just do what I love. It's a luxury, but that's how I work.
No, to get something as luxury, first you have to put a lot of effort, then only you can enjoy this benefit. So that's something I can understand. But I think this coaching thing opened a lot of doors for you. I was seeing YouTube and found your video, and that was Saregama channel. And I was like, okay. How did you land up there?
So what happened is I started coaching, and I started showing up as a coach on my social media and all of that. And a friend of mine from school saw a live I had done, and she really resonated with the stuff I was sharing. And I've always been very vulnerable and very authentic in my sharing. I don't hide behind a curtain and try to show as if I'm something else. I'm very real, when I go up. And so she saw a couple of my videos, and she was working with Saregama at that time.
Okay.
And they were launching a new Saregama where they were going to create original content for 150 channels, and they wanted a life coaching channel. So she reached out and said, will you just set up the channel for us? So it will be like, 365 videos. We want a video every day and you do it. So it was a little scary for me to say yes, because I was not really prepared for that kind of responsibility. It was not a paid assignment.
Okay.
But I found a lot of potential in that, because I found that there was reach which was available, which anyway I would have, had to pay for. It's marketing one way or the other, right?
Right. And
so I took it as a marketing cost, and I said okay. And because of that assignment, I had to put all the content I had learned, gathered, and known. I started putting them into scripts because I had to make these videos.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, all my content got consolidated. The topics I wanted to speak about kind of got clear. And of course, those videos got a lot of reach. And even now, if I have to say something to someone, I have a video on it and I just send them the link. I don't need to spend half an hour explaining to them on what I'm trying to say. So it was just a lucky break.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you call it lucky or something, because for some reason I don't believe in luck. I feel is because of the step you have taken, the leap you took to start this coaching thing, join this 4-day workshop that your friend suggested, and then you started the coaching thing, and then you get some visibility which people loved, and then the doors opened. So I see it that way. So rather than luck, I would say that it's more of a commitment that you had, which I feel so. But the point is, yes.
Which is, I think, how the universe works. I feel that, I feel that's how the universe works. When you put in your intention behind something, जैसे वो बोलते ना, the Kaya conspires to give that to you.
Alchemist.
So I think it was something like that. I connected with my life purpose, and doors started opening.
Awesome. And I was looking at your courses and everything.
Yeah.
There's something called shadow mystery, which is really sounds exciting.
Yeah.
And I was reading a blog of yours, like the spirit, the role of spirit.
Yeah.
So I can see a lot of interesting content and the interesting courses. You have course on leadership, you have course on sales, content creation. I mean, would you like to, and share some of those?
Yeah, sure. So, like I told you, I do content which really excites me. So the first workshop, earlier when my kids were small, I didn't have the mind space and the bandwidth to take on workshops. So I was just doing one-on-one coaching in the beginning. But with one-on-one coaching, beyond a point, it gets a little taxing because your time is again, to one person, and the impact you can make is little lesser because you're just spending time with one person at a time.
Right.
So 2 years ago, I started my first workshop, which is Ignite Your Spark. Ignite Your Spark, I started off to help women reconnect with their own power, because having had 2 babies and having struggled to get back to work and wondering, finding my way and fumbling and, falling a few times and getting up, I realized that women need help. They need a little bit of hand holding, because that threshold to cross, to go back to work, sometimes has a lot of resistance. Sometimes it's very easy and it happens effortlessly, but sometimes women get sucked in there and the leadership pipeline really gets affected, because so many women drop out at that time and not all make their way back. I think less than 50% probably make their way back to a full-time job.
Yep.
So that workshop, I put together things which I had learned, like mastering my emotions, mastering the narratives and the beliefs I was telling myself, because I thought somebody else is stopping me, but there was nobody stopping me. It was just me stopping myself from really claiming what was mine. And nobody is going to come to you on a silver platter and say, here Alpa, here all your dreams are fulfilled, please take them. Or no knight in shining armor is going to come riding and give you your dreams. You have to do it for yourself. And sometimes women wait, once this one will do this, once my partner does this, once my parents do this, then I will go back to work. But you have to create it for yourself if you want to do it. And that's what I learned. So I put that together in a course, and now it's been 2 years I've been running it. Hundreds of women have gone through it. Now I have reached a phase where I've opened it out to men as well, because so many people told me, why only women? Yeah, even men face this thing.
Yeah. Because they have got gender equality right now.
So I really feel that men also need that little push to follow their dreams, and they should also not be held back because they have responsibilities. So it's now open for men as well, and Shadow Mastery is a deeper course which really helps you to stop the patterns in your life, the unfavorable patterns in your life, repeating from the very source. Because you take such radical responsibility for your life that anything that comes, nothing triggers you. We get triggered. Someone says something, we feel bad, we insult, or we feel like a doormat, or we are very aggressive. All these are triggers. Shadow Mastery is a course which helps you be trigger free, and that reduces the amount of drama in your life like super drastically.
What do you mean by trigger? Like you don't react to anything, something like that?
You can choose how you want to behave. What happens is sometimes when someone talks to us in an insulting manner, we feel we don't have a choice. We will just get triggered into insulting back, or we'll get triggered into getting angry, or we'll stew inside our mind. If we can't say it for a couple of hours inside, we are so uneasy because how could he talk to me like that? Why did she do that? And we are so much of our day gets just wasted in all these emotional reactions which are unnecessary. So now if something happens with me, and things happen with me also, I can choose how I want to react. I can say, I don't want to be affected by this. It's not worth my time. And genuinely, I can move on. I'm not pushing it under the carpet. I'm saying, okay, that triggered me. Maybe there's something in me which I'm expecting that person to do. But then I remind myself that I am the source of my own power and responsibility. It's my responsibility to take care of me. So I just choose to move on, saying, okay, that person, whatever they are doing is a reflection of themselves. I don't have to take it personally. And I can move on, and that will not come back to haunt me later. What happens is sometimes to avoid confrontation, we push things under the carpet.
Right.
But that forms shadow, and that comes back later to haunt us because there's a fear and you've not processed it.
So I was reading the comments, the reviews, especially your ad copies and the Facebook post and all, or such message.
Yeah.
They will, in fact, they were looking all unreal. Like, how is this possible? And I saw an interview when you that you conducted with a student of yours. I forgot her name. And,
Deepa Mahesh, I think.
Huh?
Yeah, Deepa Mahesh.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, this is possible. Okay.
Yes.
And when does it start?
Shadow Mastery already started on 24th September. The first version started. The next one I'll probably launch in November or December, the second round.
Okay, I would love.
The first one has already started. I'll let you know when the details come out.
Genuinely, I would love to join that. This time I couldn't join because of the schedule and everything, and it all of a sudden it came like, okay, this is happening, and my schedule was already occupied. But November, December, I'll make sure I join this. It really sounds unreal.
And it is. It feels like that. You know, it's suddenly that magic which happens in your life. Sometimes you can't take it. You're like, how did this happen? I've been waiting for years for it. It never happened. Now what happened? What
Right.
changed?
Especially the interview, what I saw, like, okay, this is actually possible. First, I was a bit skeptical. Okay, okay. I mean, the internet is filled with so-called gurus and all. Though I know you personally, but like, okay, okay. But then when I saw the interview, it's like, okay, this is not something everyone is saying. It actually works, and like, okay.
It's deep work. It is deep work, and to give credit to Deepa, she also put in the work required. Unless you put in the work, I still can't help.
Right.
But when a client is really ready, they will create magic for themselves.
So what all things are coming? I mean, really excited. I can see already a lot of courses and all. Is there something new coming up again in near future?
So I have a course coming up on emotional abuse and living a toxic-free life, because I feel a lot of people, we think that love should be non-threatening. So we believe that love should be mushy and nice. And I also used to think like that. But now I feel that love should be truth. Truth is a very high vibrational power. And if you cannot speak your truth in your relationships, you will end up creating unhealthy relationships for yourself. And you will end up staying in relationships which are toxic, which are not good for you, which are keeping you small, which are keeping you struggling. So I'm coming up with a course for people to recognize where is the toxicity in their life and how to eliminate that toxicity. Because the idea is not to change toxic people. It is to raise your vibration so high that toxic people fall off. Because they don't know, they can't vibrate with you at the same level anymore. So that's something which is coming up, which is new. So yes, exciting things.
I love about the courses. You never say ki, okay, this thing you need to do for So for example, a leadership course, for example, mostly they say, okay, this is how you need to train your people and things like that. But you're like, no. First change yourself, everything will fall in place. That's something I really love about. So the course you are talking about, is it like, does it cover like something like narcissism and all?
Yes, absolutely. That's a big part of it.
Because that is
so it just covers how to understand it, how to understand what is narcissism, how to understand that you have gone through narcissistic abuse, how to start taking your power back. Because, first I used to think, if you are with a narcissist, then your life is over. But it's not like that, because Shadow Mastery taught me that you are the ultimate power in your life. So that is what I teach in all my courses, how you can take care of, design your own life. Usually, we want freedom of choice. We all say, humko freedom chahiye. But we are not willing to bear the consequences of our choice. Then we are saying we want freedom. What we are looking for is somebody to take the decision for, so we can blame them. But that is not real freedom. So I really teach people that, choose and bear the consequences. Have the jigger, have the courage to bear the consequences of your choices. Don't sit scared, somebody will do something. Just claim it, own it.
So now you're doing all this thing and all. I mean, now you are a brand. the Alpha Daily Kapadia. But do you remember initial days, like were there struggles, or it's like okay, fine, you joined the workshop and everything fall in place, and you're like boom, now I'm
No, not at all. There were struggles and there were lots of struggles. In fact, for 6 months after I became a coach, I didn't even tell anybody I'm a coach.
okay.
Because personally, I was in such a mess. I did not feel competent enough to coach anybody. So for 6 months after my coaching certification, I worked on myself. All the belief work, Mind Valley courses, other courses I could find to really make myself strong. Then I opened my mouth that I am a coach, because I really believe that without self-mastery, I don't have any integrity to coach anybody else.
Right.
So that is the one formula I have stuck to in the last 4 years, is self-mastery. Every single day I am working on myself. I never give up and say, okay, my clients will now do the work. So I have worked on myself. That's one of my secrets. But I would look at other coaches and wonder, yaar, when will I start making money? You know, I used to sell my coaching so cheap, 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, whatever people were willing to give, I was willing to take. You know, I had so much lack of confidence in myself. And those days also have happened, and you know, I've wondered whether I will ever make good money, or whether I will ever really make this brand. But the perseverance was always there. I was just doing self-mastery and following inspired action. You know, so I of course did many courses, but something had to connect with my own inner voice. Once that connection happened, my action started bearing fruit. Earlier, when people would tell me, oh, do Facebook ads, I would do that. When somebody would say, call 100 people in 1 month and then 3 will convert, I would try to do that. So I was following other people's success formula, but that was not working for me, because it was not my formula. I had not found my formula. So then I found my formula. My formula was self-mastery and inspired action. So I did those two things consistently, and suddenly, you know, I think at the beginning of this year, I had a huge month, and I was wondering, is this really mine? I didn't even know that I already got there, you know. So my goal of the last 4 years, I hit in the beginning of this year. And since then, because of the work, you know, you grow your business organically. It's not a fad that I've followed. So now it is consistent. But there is a 4-year hard work, effort, learning before that, before this business is now profitable for me. So I think you have to have that fire to keep going when things don't look right, you know, and knowing that it will work for you one day also.
So, but does that mean we don't run any ads?
You know what happened is my Facebook account, ad account, got deactivated 2 years ago.
Oh.
For some reason.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because I had hired a coach. I learned how to put the pixels and all of that. I learned all of that properly. And how much I have written to Facebook, tried to put in comments, this, that. There is just no reason, but I'm not able to do any ads. And I haven't done any ads for the last 2 years. No boost post, nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
So it's all
and I'm quite happy. It's all organic, fully organic.
Wow.
No paid promotion.
Wow. Not even Google.
Not even Google. Nothing.
Wow. I should learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Because there's something. Again, you talk a lot of things which sound unreal. Like if any digital marketer is watching this video, he would like, you know, he'd break his PC, he'd break his head.
That's true. Like, how did she escape the system? How is this happening?
Right.
Yeah. So even the Shadow Mastery course, not a single ad. Like, I posted on my Facebook and posted on my profiles, and actually half the batch is my ex-clients, because they were ready for the work and they were like lapping up, you know, whatever I'm giving.
Right.
And I mean, of course, they are finding great value in what they are learning, which is why they, you know, sign up. But yeah, no paid promotions.
So it's basically, you can say, you're building a community of people who are doing the marketing thing for you.
Yeah.
For free.
I think word of mouth is the best publicity.
Yes, I
so it's not that I've done no paid promotions, because 2 years ago when I launched Ignite Your Spark, I had hired a PR person to do, you know, like I paid a very sizable amount to him to get my articles into newspapers, to get visibility. So all of that I have done at some point. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने कुछ नहीं किया paid promotion में. But Facebook I have not paid, for the last 2 years. But I did some PR work. Then there's a community of mothers called Mumo Moms. So I've done some WhatsApp bursts on that because they have some 2 lakh mothers or 4 lakh mothers on WhatsApp. So some of my courses I will put a flyer there, which is a very nominal 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 kind of amount. So those I do sporadically, if I feel that I want a higher reach or something, I do those. It's not that I don't do anything paid. Because no business can be, complete. Like you can never be dog-headed or blind-sided about things. You have to be flexible in your business also. I really believe in that.
Yeah, that's the key.
So whatever I feel is right for the moment, I spend. I've invested in content writers. I've made a lot of investments in my business to get a good sales page. So all of that I've done, and I still do it. I proudly do it. But yeah, boost post and ads I have not done till now. And I never say never. So I'm not saying I will never do it, but ab tak to nahi kiya hai. Maybe when at one point I feel I want a lot of scale, I might do that as well. That's okay.
But
nothing against it.
What I can see right now, the space you are right now, and the pace you are growing as a testimonial. I was just stalking you since last couple of days, and I wanted to, gather all the information about you, and you're just crushing it. I don't know whether you know it or not, but you are crushing it.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be doing what I'm doing. Actually, I love what I do, and that's the reason I keep getting ideas, because I'm so invested in what I do, and it's making such a difference to people. It's making such a difference to me. So that shine, when you are doing the work that you love, people come to you. Like you become a magnet. I don't need to go out and find people. Now people find me. They will hear of me from someone, see a random post, pay up randomly that, okay, I want to, do this. So that's the way I run my business right now.
Awesome. Salute to you. But I have one question.
Yes.
Okay, in case of you were in a very good job, but then you left that job for some reason.
Yeah.
Then you started with this journey, and now you are at a different level altogether, which was not possible. Maybe it was not possible in that job, and I'm sure that's not possible while you do a job.
Yeah.
But there is risk. What I see over here. See, everyone is not so competent, and the problem with most of people is that they don't know what they want to do, and they start something, they fail obviously because they don't know what they're actually trying to do, and then they get demotivated and they don't do anything. They again get back to job or कुछ लोग होते हैं तो depression में जाके they do all these shitty things. So what I do is I promote side hustle before you start anything full-time job, full-time business. I promote side hustling. Like if you like something, like it could be anything. It could be coaching, it could be affiliate marketing, it could be blogging, anything. If you think something that is there that you like, you love, and you are committed to that, you can put in all your hard work, heart and mind to it.
Yeah.
Then start with a side hustle, and once you see that's growing, and the time will come when you can just put your paper and join that and take it out to different level. That's what I promote, and even I have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But your story is completely different. But I would like to understand, what do you think? I mean, obviously there is no right or wrong way.
No, I really think that, see, I did whatever I had to do because that was a situation I was in. I had chosen to quit for my children. And I wanted to get back. I did not want to do a full-time job. I wanted to do a job on my own terms, where my time was mine. I was not bound to somebody else's times. So now I have 1 session or 2 sessions a day. That's how I choose to live my life, because that's all I want to work in a day in terms of commitment. Of course, other business work goes on, but time commitment, that's all I give in a day. So I don't burn out doing what I'm doing, right? I coach a lot of people who want to transition from being corporate people to entrepreneurs. And I help them understand what is it that they really want, because everybody's situations are different. if you are in a situation where you cannot afford to leave your role because people are dependent on you, you definitely should do a side hustle. See, explore a few things before you just randomly one day quit your job and move on. But if somebody is completely ready, you know, they've had this passion since they were 19 that they want to do it, they are competent at it, and they feel that, yeah, I'm not going to live another day of my life in this corporate role now, bas bahut hua. Maybe they have had a health scare. Maybe life has knocked them and they said, "Arey, how many years do I have? I better live my life with my passion now." So everyone's situation is different, and there is no right or wrong. You know, you should go by what's right for you. I did what's right for me. Everybody could not follow my journey blindly. You know, so wherever you feel you should scale up, you should do that. I have a lot of corporate women who come and work with me. Their jobs are on, but they are still finding that passion which they want to find. So they are doing that on the side, and when they are ready for it, they will leave and move to that. So there's no right or wrong way. I really believe that you should respect your circumstance and act from your own knowing, you know. And anything takes hard work. Anything takes time.
Right.
So you have to be willing to put that in. You know, initially, I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning because I needed to chant and meditate because I was very low on energy at that time and my kids were small. So I could not do anything once they were awake. So for almost 6 months, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, 4:30 to 6:30, I would just do my spiritual practices because that was a way for me to, get back my power to work. Because the state I was in as a new mother with so stretched, I had no capacity to work on my business. So first I had to build everything into myself, which I could put into my business. So you do whatever you have to do. Simple.
I believe that there is no right or wrong answer. I even tell to my students, my friends, and everyone. Like, for example, if you're Hindu, you say eating beef is not right. If you're Muslim, you say eating beef is perfectly all right, but eating pork is not. If you're Catholic, you say eating pork is also right. So it's just a perspective and depending on situation. And so, for example, what I have understood from this thing is, first, either you have a risk appetite, because no matter how good or bad you are, initially there will be struggle. So are you really ready to take that point, and financially, emotionally, everything, socially. And the second thing is how hungry you are and how sure you are that whatever you are trying to do is the right thing for you. Because I failed in each thing before I started these 4 things. So it's very easy to take the wrong decision. Right. So that's what I feel.
You should hire a coach to help you make less mistakes.
Yes. Obviously, if I had a coach during the initial period, I might not have. I will not say I failed. I learned, but I could have saved time and money both. But yes, sometimes some people like me, they learn the hard way.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what you pay a coach for, to save your time and save your money.
Right. And since you're talking about the side hustle thing and all, now people are actually complaining about this corona thing. Like they are unable to get out of their home, they are unable to meet their friends, they are unable to go shopping. Now, thankfully, the movie theaters will open up soon. That's what I heard in the news. But I see that 2 major things which has come. One, people are unable to spend the way they used to spend. One, because of the pay cuts, job loss, and all these things. Right? And actually, that's the most important thing which I think right now. They're unable to spend the way they used to spend. And is it the right time to start a business or side hustle, according to you?
So, Anshuman, I don't really share this because people take it the wrong way, but my business has been busier than it has ever been in this COVID time. I have been here than ever. If you want to start a travel company, this may not be the right time to do that. But besides that, if there is something else which you want to do, with every crisis, like a pandemic is the biggest crisis any of us would have seen in our lifetime.
Right.
With that crisis also comes a huge amount of opportunity. And what happens is, because we are stuck to our old narratives, we are not able to spot the new opportunities because our mindset has not shifted. So at that time, and I have done, right now I'm doing career transition programs to help people just shift their mindset. So they are able to pivot their work based on their competence, based on their strengths, to what they've actually wanted to do their whole lives and have never had the courage to do. So I really think it's a great time to start. Yes, you should do it with some guidance so that you don't waste time and, don't waste money going down the drain. But do a program, maybe a career transition program, hire a coach, find your strengths. It is the best time to start something. Everybody is at home. People are not able to spend as much. But now, since they are not spending on, travel and luxuries, they have that money to spend on themselves. And it is a perfect time, therefore, to start something. So I would say definitely it's the right time to start.
And I think they're not spending, they're investing. Because see, if I order a pizza, I eat it, I'm spending money over there.
Correct,
but,
absolutely.
I'm going for a course, I'm investing on myself.
Yes.
Rather than spending, I feel it's worth investing on a good coach.
And finally, I think people are investing where it matters.
Yes.
Instead of buying 10 designer bags to show your friends, or to buy the latest Apple phone and the latest car, and you're spending on really things which are important, which will help in your growth, in your real growth.
Right.
So.
And I think your shadow mastery can definitely help them. And it's starting in November, right?
Yes, I'll share the dates with you when they are out.
For example, if somebody missed the shadow mastery,
yeah,
and I still want to, for example, I want to learn it at my convenient time.
Yeah.
Do you provide any recording and all?
Yes. So now you wait, because I've just invested in an LMS for my website. So I'll be hosting all these courses, recordings on the website itself that you can purchase at your own time. So I think after a month, if you see my website, ignitethespark.in, my LMS should be ready. So that time you can just purchase the course off the shelf and do it at your own time. You don't have to wait for a live session to start.
Because
I'm already working on that.
After watching this video, I think a few people might, would like to explore the shadow master thing.
Yeah.
This is coming up soon, right?
1 month, yes. In 1 month it should be out.
एक मंथ तो उनको ये समझने का लगेगा कि हमको करना क्या है. So that's fine. So I noticed one more thing. People just start in a rush because somebody else is doing it. So for example, I'm doing coaching, not the way you do. It's a different thing. Mine is consulting, but I start with coaching and help them grow till the level they can pay me for my consulting fee. That's the thing I do. But I see there are a lot of people, they're starting this so-called coaching thing without any proper plan. So what they charge? Like I've seen people charging 99 rupees.
Seriously?
99 rupees. And without any next step. Okay, the workshop are over, khatam. I mean, what's the point of doing that? You're wasting your money.
You know what? This is what people don't understand. When you pay peanuts, you'll get monkeys only. So when you are doing bargain hunting, you are going to get a course which will just leave you there. And which is the reason I started charging. I hiked up my prices and I stayed there, because when somebody is paying me what I am receiving, they are coming fully ready. They are coming all in because they have paid that money. Money is what? Money is an exchange. It's a form of exchange, right? It's not money. It's just basically your way of saying this is important to me.
Commitment.
So I'm investing. It's commitment, exactly. So when you pay me my prices, you are coming fully ready to do the work. You're saying, oh, I am paying so much, I better do the work. But if you have paid 99 rupees, what is going to be your level of commitment for that course? You will not even do that properly. Even if someone is giving you the ambrosia, the elixir, 99 rupees, no, you will not use it properly. Because your commitment is not there.
True. I have experienced those things. So even when I started, I used to conduct a lot of free workshops and all, just to gather a community and all. But out of 100 people, only hardly 1 or 2 people were able to finish that workshop. Forget about achieving the result. Out of 100 enrollment, only 1 or 2 could finish it. So I okay.
Exactly.
There's no point doing
That's
that.
exactly what I'm saying, that you give it free, you are wasting your time. That is also a shadow. I am not valuing my time enough that I am giving it away free. Now, if I am only not valuing my time, then why should the person who is taking that value that time, right? So when I started valuing myself, that I overcame my own shadow. I said, no, I deserve to be paid this much. I deserve to receive this much. Now the clients I'm getting, their whole quality is different. You know, when I would give away free coaching, I would have to follow up with clients. They would not show up for calls, reschedule all the time. It was a pain. Now I don't have to do a single thing, not a single follow-up I have to do. My clients ask what they want. They will schedule their calendar. There's never any confusion. There's never any mess because they have paid. They are serious. And I am anyway providing quality service, right? So there is no time wasted on all this feeling bad, wasting time, follow-up, idhar udhar. It is, I have no time for all that now.
And do you believe in this money back thing? Because I do that. I provide a lifetime money back guarantee. So if you enroll for my workshop or course, or you start working with me, and if unable to do so, what I do is I'm very I play with this thing. I set a clear-cut goal in numbers. Like this is the one thing you want to do. Any number, and this is what we are achieving. If you are unable to achieve by end of this workshop, I'll work with you personally. I'll get it done. अभी भी नहीं होता है, I'll refund your money. So that's what I do because I'm so confident that it's possible. But I also see a lot of people who are doing it, the money back thing. And I know someone personally who does it, and after the first workshop only, he like, it's ulta pad raha hai, I will not do it. So what do you think about this money back thing? Like, is it really helpful or it's just perception?
See, honestly, I believe that like the Shadow Mastery course was the first time I gave a money back guarantee. I said after the first session, if you don't like it, I'll give you a money back, no questions asked. But I know that after the first session, it is impossible for somebody to remain untouched by that course. कि उसके जीवन में कुछ होगा नहीं, ये मैं मानने को तैयार नहीं हूँ, because I know that course, I know the power of that. But otherwise, I don't offer a money back guarantee because I believe that if somebody is paying me the amount they are paying me, they will do the work. If they do the work, I have enough trust in myself to know that their life will change. So I committed for 10 sessions, but it has never happened to me, by the way, that somebody has said, no, now I cannot afford anymore. They have committed for 10, it's in the contract, they will complete the 10. They may pay in installments, so they may not pay it all together. But it has never happened with me that, and I have it in my policy that if you want, you can take the refund for the unused coaching.
Yes.
But ab tak to kabhi nahi hua, and I have also never forced somebody to take more sessions than required. The number I give them is what I know from my experience they will need to make a sustainable shift. What happens is 2-3 session mein shift ho jata hai. But then after that you fall back in the trap because you have not sustained that work. So therefore it takes 8 sessions, 10 sessions, 12 sessions to sustain that change in your life. Then you don't need me anymore. But tab tak, until that behavior becomes yours, you need to commit to that. So I don't really believe, but this Shadow Mastery I gave a guarantee because not many people in India know what Shadow Mastery is. So I wanted to give them the option that try it. Aisa nahi hai, but of course nobody opted for it. So
Nobody. I have even in my case, just one person asked for money back throughout this thing because he didn't want to put in this effort and he had some other mindset as well. So I like, okay, rather than wasting time on him, let's finish it up, call it up.
Exactly. That is where it helps, to weed off people who are anyway not ready for the course. I would rather give them their money back and send them packing rather than put up with them in my energy, So I'm happy to do that, definitely. So it happened to be once I remember I was doing Ignite Your Spark online and somebody was in the US. She was a woman. She was in a lot of trouble and all that. So I was charging some $400 for that course or something like that. Mm-hmm. And she told me I need it very badly. I've been following your work for a long time. So I told her, okay, so you join. She's saying, I can't afford. I can only, afford $70, $80. Mm-hmm. So I told her, you pay $100. I'll give you a scholarship because I also have this thing of giving back. So if someone is genuinely needy, I will give them a free seat. I do that a lot of times. Or I'll charge them, pay as you want, but I feel I should help them. I do that. I don't think about it. This one paid $100. And then later on, she said, oh, I think randomly, I think I'm paying, there are only 10 people in the group. I think I have been overcharged. So I got such a shock. I said, everybody else has paid $400. I was being nice to you. I told her, I don't want you on my course. You please send me your PayPal link. And I refunded that money to her, even though it cost me much more in all the transactions on the PayPal and all conversion which happened. I told her, sorry, go give me I wasn't on the course. If you feel you're going to charge that $100, then please don't come. And actually, I cut her out immediately. I said, not happening.
No,
How dare you ask me that question?
Yeah.
That I have overcharged that $100.
No, sometimes
I cut her out completely. I said, sorry.
It talks people away so that you can actually focus on the providing value. No matter, there's no point.
I told her, next time you pay full price when you come, but this you'll not get now. Don't value, no get. So I'm very strict with my boundaries like that. I don't allow people to come in to mess up my space.
No one is allowed to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, since we're almost talking since such hour or so, I think we should wind up.
Yes.
But before we wind up, would you like to, any advice, expert advice from the Alpa Kapadia Delhi to everyone who is watching this?
No. I mean, I'm really just somebody who chose to work on herself, and that working on myself changed everything around me. So the one advice that I always give to everyone is, if you want to change your life, change it inside out. Don't try to change it outside in. Don't try to change people around you. Work on yourself, make the right choices for yourself, and sing your heart song. You have this one life. It's not a dress rehearsal. जो भी करना है अभी करो. Don't wait till you are 60 and 70 and then start living your life. These days mothers give up their whole lives for their children, and once the children are gone, they don't know what to do with themselves. So start right now. I wanted to be a role model for my children. They should be inspired that people can do it all. Women can do it all, men can do it all. But don't get stuck in these dogmas of baad mein karenge. If you want to do something, do it. Grab it. Invest in yourself, and really you can achieve it. COVID is the best example to tell you how your plans can be ruined. So don't wait. Just do what you need to do. So that's all I'd say. Make the change inside out and make it now.
Tomorrow never comes.
Yes. It has been a real pleasure, Anshuman. Thank you so much. It has been such a pleasant conversation.
So, privilege that we spend almost an hour or so. And every time I talk to you, I learn something else. So, I think we should work soon together. I mean, in your shadow mastery, or maybe in some other courses that we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
I have to write my book, so maybe I'll call you for that.
No, anytime. I'm all yours. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'll take you up on that.
Thank you. Welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Anshuman. Pleasure.
Hope you have learned a lot from this interview. Let me know your key sharings in the comment section. And I'm sharing the link to her profile in the description, so that you can go and get in touch with her. Good luck and go crush it.